This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in historic Old Colorado City. I am here at Jake and Telly's Taverna. Basically, for over 15 years, they have been providing delicious, specialty Greek food for the folks here of Colorado. I'm here with one of the owners here. Let me ask you this, Jake. Obviously, in '97, you guys relocated here to Colorado, Philadelphia, but you weren't new in the restaurant business. Quite honestly, it's been in your blood for some time. What got you guys involved in this type of industry so early?
It was in the family. It was in the family since my grandfather came from the island of Chios, Greece, moved to Philadelphia, was a busboy in a diner, made enough money to get his own business started, handed it down to his two sons, and then when we moved out of Pennsylvania and came here, my dad pretty much did the same for us. And here we are 16 years later after being in Philadelphia, and yeah, sticking with it.
I love the ambiance your place has here. Looks festive, looks great. Let me ask you this, what is it about Greek cuisine that really just seems to please the palate of most people that taste it?
Well, there's a lot of savory spices and vegetables that are used, and the oils that are so just really well known. But the main thing, I think, is the health. They say the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest diet on the planet right now. There's a perfect amount of seafood, vegetables, oils, all good, healthy things that when you have the right amount of each thing in your diet and not just one thing, like a lot of Americans tend to just be meat and potatoes, you know, from the Midwest or a lot of the fast food chains. And that kind of takes away from what the human body is supposed to be eating. And not only is it healthy for you, but it's absolutely delicious.
Many of the recipes, they didn't originate here natively. I mean, they really come back from the old Greek island, from your relatives, if you will. Is that right?
That is right, absolutely. About, I would say, 80 to 90% of the recipes on the menu today are from my grandparents or from my father or from some traditional recipes that were kind of well known to the island that my grandmother was from, the island of Chios. You know, another 10, 15% we've, kind of winged it ourselves, or chefs that I've hired in the past have helped integrate into our menu. And so it's a great little mixture of both. But yeah, a lot of them are very, very traditional and from my grandmother.
Let me ask you this, as the folks try this cuisine out, do the hints of the Greek culture kind of fill up the ambience of the atmosphere here?
Absolutely. From my mother's murals that are all over the walls, to the music that's playing over the loudspeakers, to the food that they're putting in their mouth, you think that they were transported right back to the islands of Greece and just sitting right out there looking out at the water and eating fresh, delicious Greek food every day.
I don't feel like I'm in Colorado, that's for sure, man. Let me ask you this. You guys really didn't start out as being a full-service Greek restaurant, but you soon became that, and really one of the few.
Absolutely. When we first started, it was actually a Mexican restaurant, and we just kept it going because it was still running. It never closed in between ownerships of the previous owner and my brother and myself. And so we used up all of the Mexican food that was in the restaurant. We changed the name to Jake and Telly's Bar and Grill, and we were serving some Philadelphia diner stuff like cheesesteaks, open-faced hot beef sandwiches, things like that. Well, because we're Greek, we had a Greek salad and a Euro sandwich on the menu. And every night, when I would look at all the tickets of everything that the customers ate, this is well before the machines and the point-of-sale systems, I would look and people were constantly ordering the only 2 or 3 Greek items on the day. And so I sat down one day with my brother and my father, and I says, what do you guys think? You think we should go all Greek? And what topped it off was we went and sat before the liquor control board to apply for our liquor license, and the guy who was making this decision made a joke and said, we'll give you your liquor license if you bring more Greek food. And so we said, deal.
The customers always know best, and you obviously seen that. That's fantastic. One of the things I noticed right away, we're talking about a rather large menu. I mean, it's a creative large menu. Share with us, let's touch a little bit on lunch first. What is one of the local favorites on the lunch menu?
The local favorite on the lunch menu obviously is the Euro sandwich, traditional Greek, but I would have to say the runner-up is the Jake sandwich, named after myself, that I got from an ex-girlfriend years ago from Louisiana, and I just absolutely loved it, and so I took the recipe and kept it the same, maybe tweaked it just a little bit here and there, and it has become a local favorite, and people love to come and get it.
Are the Greeks known for the Greek olives? I mean, I see them in salads, I see them in a few of the plates. Is that something that really a signature trademark almost.
Absolutely, from the olives to the olive oil. But yeah, then there's many different kinds of olives that you can get. You can get salt cured olives. We get some from Morocco, but most of the Greek olives, we get the large green ones. We get the Kalamata olives, and they're just they're imported from Greece, and they're awesome, succulent, delicious.
As we move into the dinner menu there, obviously the entrees, people start filling up the place here. Somebody out there's never tried Greek food before. They've tried a gyro, but they want something real up above. What would you recommend that you have to get off your menu?
Well, our specialty is definitely lamb, and we prepare lamb about 5 or 6 different ways. And my favorite and the most popular one here is the lamb shank. It's from the knee down on the back of the lamb. It is braised in olive oil, and it is slow roasted in a garlic red wine tomato sauce for about 5 hours until that meat is just falling right off the bone. It's the most popular item, and it is awesome. And if it does not fall off the bone, I do not make you pay. I go back and we fix it and we make it right.
You mentioned earlier that obviously Greek food is like #1 health food right now. What about those folks with a specialty diet, gluten-free, vegetarians? Are you able to accommodate them as well?
100%. In fact, as everyone knows, the past 5-10 years, in this country, and I'm sure a lot of places in the world, gluten-free has become a big thing. It's not just a preference. People are actually, have allergies to gluten. We have a lot of things on the menu that are gluten-free, and the majority of stuff that is not can be made gluten-free. We have gluten-free pastas. We have all kinds of meat dishes with rice. We have a lot of items that aren't dipped in flour, and a lot of times when we do need flour, we use tapioca flour and other non-glutinous flours to accommodate those gluten-free customers.
You guys have always offered a great meal here from day one, but quite honestly, it took a couple years before you started realizing, hey, we got to match some great wine with this great meal. You guys educated yourself to put a great wine list together. Tell me about it.
Absolutely. I give all the credit to my brother Telly, who now owns a Greek restaurant up in Denver called Axios, and he got his sommelier license years back, and was even importing wines from Greece. And he just learned so much about it. He taught me everything that I know about it. We had a list put together with a little bit of my help and mostly his help that won the Wine Spectator Award of Excellence 7 years in a row. And just, there's wines from all over the world. You're not just having Greek wines. We have wines from South Africa, from Greece, from Chile, Argentina, all over the globe. And I'll tell you, it's a nice, diverse list. There's not really expensive. There is expensive. There's moderate. There's inexpensive. There's for everybody. And there's really, really good, tasty wines.
You guys didn't stop there. Obviously got a full service bar, complete specialty drinks, beer, the whole 9 yards.
Yes, sir. We got it all. We have a full bar. We bring in different kinds of beers every weekend. We do specials. Not only do we do food specials every weekend that are different from our regular menu, we also do drink specials, wine specials that are not on the wine list, and beer specials. And we really, really like to focus in the past couple years on Colorado. Native Colorado beers from Fort Collins to out on the western slope to right here in local Colorado Springs, Bristol Brewing Company. And there's a lot of really good handcrafted beers these days that are not just your basic lager or pilsners that a lot of people are used to.
I imagine you could come in here quite a few times before you'd had to repeat one plate or one drink.
Absolutely, and even when you do that, the next weekend there'll be a whole new special sheet with stuff you've never had before.
Wonderful. You guys have a happy hour as well?
We do. We have a happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. We have a food menu of a lot of Greek specialty items that's under $6, and we have $5 glasses of Greek wine. A lot of those are normally between $7 and $10 a glass, and we have your well cocktails for about $3, and we have domestic beers that are on special as well.
Excellent. Well, obviously, if a great bottle of wine completes a meal, if you will, obviously it's the atmosphere around here. You've got a beautiful patio, basically wonderful place to see the mountains here. Share with me there.
Yeah, it's definitely a wonderful location. Sometimes I close my eyes when I walk out onto the patio. I'm not looking at Pikes Peak and I see the Mediterranean Sea, but then I wake up and realize that I'm looking at something just as beautiful. We're in a historic side of town. We're right at the foot of Pikes Peak. I mean, you couldn't get a better view. We are an upstairs restaurant, so you can look down on the avenue where there's a lot of action going on. There's a lot of events year-round. There's a lot of people out shopping. It's a really, really great part of town. What else adds to the ambiance here is I pride myself in service. Not just our food, but our service. Our employees care about our customers, and we do everything with love, and we have a really good time here, and I think it shows, and the energy level is really remarkable here at this restaurant, and I think everyone should come and experience it.
Absolutely. Obviously, your customers probably feel like family.
Absolutely, they are.
Folks, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. Obviously on the website, you're going to take a little brief history tour there of how these two brothers got this started down here. You can also go right online there and actually book your reservation as well. Keep in mind you can check them out on Facebook. On Facebook, they're going to keep you apprised of all the daily specials they have, weekend specials. They've always got something going on down here. Even upcoming events they have coming on around here, you can check it out all right there. Obviously, the best way to experience this is come right to the restaurant, have some great food. What about those folks that want it brought to them? You guys have catering as well?
We do all kinds of catering, and we'll take anything you want up there. We do caterings where you can come and pick it up. We do caterings where there's a service charge, and you can hire as many servers as you wish. We can have it delivered as well, so we definitely take care of you at a house as well.
Wonderful, and obviously a great place for a private party.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for a private party. And even if your private party is a little bit smaller, even though we're a one-room restaurant, we also have these built-in dividers in the restaurant that can kind of separate the dining room so that you kind of do feel a little quaint and have your own little private party while the restaurant is still open to the public.
I love it. We thank you so much for joining us here, Jake, and quite obviously you and your brother put something together from the homeland, if you will, back on the Greek island. Obviously that culture comes across in a big way here. Friendly environment, top service, great food. Very glad we found you. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. Opa. And if you don't know, now you know.